Welcome back. Yes, I have taken a small hiatus. But I'm back. Sorry I'm late. Sorry that the parlays didn't cash. Sorry for a lot of things, honestly. But I'm back. I'm your host, Gav. Factory Town MMA in this bitch. But I am here for episode 17 of the One More Round live chat. It is Wednesday, December 4th. It is just past midnight. And I'm here to bring you MMA news, bets, picks, parlays, all that shit. I'm here for it. Sorry I'm late. You've heard it 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times over by now. But we're still gonna hammer you over the head with it because I still gotta talk my piece. So we'll get to that. But in the meantime, please scan the QR code below to follow us on social media. That is the main card minute. If you're scanning the QR code on your left, if you're scanning the QR code on your right, that's here. That's One More Round Fights. That's where you find big parlays, picks, combos, advice, opinions, everything you could need. Please, if you want to follow the parlays and all that, follow on social media. That is One More Round Fights on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. One More Round Fights on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you win, buy some picks on this show. Send them in. I want to see them. One More Round Fights at gmail.com. That is One More Round Fights at gmail.com. Yeah. Shout out to our sponsor, W.GG. Use promo code One More Round for 10% off. That is promo code One More Round for 10% off. No fighter spotlight this week. All the people that it would make no sense, because if they made a splash, they're basically a champion now, so they're not really a prospect anymore. So there's no reason to spotlight them. They have their spotlight, so there's no fighter spotlight this week. Foregone again. It's also a weird week. What is this, Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever it is? It's a little weird, but I decided to cover. I decided to just get it done, do a little chat, Also, I want to announce that we'll be doing a UFC units this week. This is Friday. We're doing that. Come on down. I think we're going to do that 2 p.m. on the East Coast. Maybe 1. Maybe we'll do 1 p.m. But come on down to the One More Round live chat. We're going to be simulating UFC 5. We're going to be seeing what the outcomes are, and then we'll have a parlay ready for you by the weekend. So if you want to tail, please follow on social media. Go back about 120 seconds or so, and you can see those socials there. But follow there, and that's where you can see where the picks are put. Besides that, let's get into it, honestly, because we had a big fat championship weekend that just happened. Timur Khizriev just announced that he's the fucking guy when it comes to featherweights in the PFL. He said, yeah, I'm undefeated, and it's going to stay that way. It's going to stay that way. Oh, your boy, Brennan, who? 2 years ago, he was a No. I'm going to mop him up. I'm going to wrestle him to the ground. I'm going to take him down whenever I want. I'm going to make him ugly. And that's exactly what he did. This was a unanimous 50-45. Nothing, no worry about the scorecards there. It was pretty unanimous. I could be wrong on those scorecards, but it was definitely 5 rounds to nothing, without a shadow of a doubt. I didn't see any round for Loughnane. He did try a lot, but to no avail, because Timur Khizriev was all over him. He is now 18-0, 14 of those by decision. So he's not wowing anybody by any means, but he has 3 by knockout and 1 by submission. So he can get it done by finish. It's just he hasn't gotten it done by finish since a technical submission guillotine choke over Ruslan risk school back in September 17th of 2021. So he is not going to wow anyone by any means. He's not going to scare you on the mat with submissions or heavy ground and pound or anything like that. But he's going to overwhelm you. He's going to outsmart you. He's going to outscramble you. He's going to beat you to the punch. He's going to make it ugly. He's going to cut you up. And he's going to win the fight. And he's got a formula that proves to be very hard to deal with. I don't know who is going to give him a tough matchup in the PFL. If I'm going to be honest with you, let's if we take a quick look at the PFL standings, just a quick little gander, okay? Who would really pose a threat to Timur Khizriev? Would it be Tyler Diamond, who tires out in the third round of fights, let alone the fifth round? Would it be Bubba Jenkins, who hasn't been able to string a couple wins together in about a year? I don't see anybody that's going to pose a threat to Timur Khizriev at a featherweight in the PFL. So maybe a Gabriel Braga. Maybe that is the one person that could anti-wrestle just enough, could land heavy strikes just enough like he did to Jeremy Kennedy. Maybe that's the one guy that could take him out. So I'd love to see that matchup, and I hope it doesn't happen too early next year because I'd love to see it in the final. But yeah, Timur Khizriev is your PFL featherweight champion at 145 pounds. What a performance by him. Didn't see that coming. I thought it would be a little closer. I even could have seen a Loughnane KO, but it went the way it went. Timur Khizriev's your champion. Now, I've been waiting to talk about this for far too long. You're welcome. And welcome to the Dakota experience. Dakota Ditcheva is her. She is the first fighter to finish Tyler Santos. Tyler Santos has fought Valentina Shevchenko. She's fought just think about this. Valentina Shevchenko, Liz Carmouche, Erin Blanchfield, Roxanne Modafferi, and Jillian Robertson. Jillian Robertson, by the way, just in case you don't know who Jillian Robertson is, just in case you don't know, she's the most finishes in women's flyweight history, the most submission wins in women's history, UFC women's history, and the most submission wins in UFC's women's flyweight history. Bona fide finisher. Couldn't finish Tyler Santos. Roxanne Modafferi couldn't finish her. That's not saying much. No offense to Roxanne. I'm a big Roxanne fan. Valentina Shevchenko and Liz Carmouche couldn't finish her. And Dakota Ditcheva made it look easy in round 2. Absolutely freaking easy. 4 minutes and 41 seconds of round 2. Punches up against the fence, folded her. Made her quit. Who makes Tyler Santos quit? Nobody. Are you joking right now? Dakota Ditcheva, if they aren't putting all their eggs in that Manchester, England basket of Dakota Ditcheva, I don't know what they're doing over there at the PFL. 5'8", long, rangy, strong, in the clinch, on the outside, vicious, always landing shots with intent. Dakota has killer instinct. She's a champion now. And I think she's going to be a champion for a very, very, very long time. She chooses to do so. Where she goes with her career is all up to her from here. It's all up to her. But I'd love to see her match up with Liz Carmouche. I'd love to see her match up with Akana Watanabe. Some finishers. I'd love to watch those. Honestly, I don't care when they happen next season. I'd like to see Dakota fight everyone. I'd like to see her pick them off one by one and then say there's nothing left for me here. And then no choice but to go to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So, Dakota, what a year for her. What a year. I had the utmost confidence in that pick, and I knew she would win. I had it going to decision. So I picked it to go TKO, as you can see later in this week's wins. But yeah, Dakota Ditcheva, huge win, huge feather in her cap. History, being the first to finish Tyler Santos. So shout out to Dakota Ditcheva. I'm excited to see what the next year brings for her and all that. Let's quickly go over PFL results. Let's just quickly go over the rest of the card. Dovletstan Yagshimurdov defeated Impa Kasanganay. KO. Punches. Round 1. Only needed 58 seconds. Not even a minute. 58 seconds. Finish that man off. He's the first to do that to Impa Kasanganay since our boy Carlston Harris. And then Joaquin Buckley, who will be fighting in a couple weekends from now. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Dovletstan Yagshimurdov is your champion at light heavyweight. There's a lot of matchups for him too. I mean, Rob Wilkinson rematch, Josh Silveira, Antonio Carlos Jr., Sadabusi. I'd love to see all those fights. Easy Polizzi. Fuck it. These are all good matchups. PFL's got a nice pool of talent now, which I'm very much a fan of. So that was a fun fight to see. Nice quick finish. Shamil Musayev takes out Magomed Umalatov. TKO punches, round 3. Minute and 44 seconds. I thought it was going to go to decision. Musayev said, no, I got a lot of power in these hands, and I'm that guy. It's not him. I'm the undefeated guy. Okay? And then he took his O. He took his O and took it viciously. I was upset. I had Umalatov in that fight. I had to go with the dog, but sometimes the dog gets put down, Gadzi Rabadanov defeats Brent Primus. It was sad to see. I'm a Brent Primus guy. I was hoping he would somehow come back, maybe lock in his submission, do something. Didn't put the money on him, but I definitely wanted to see his story come to fruition. Unfortunately for him, Rabadanov got some dynamite in those hands, hit him with a couple big shots, put him down, ended him in round 3 with 2 minutes and 31 seconds. And then Denis Goltsov, triangle choke over Oleg Popov, puts him to sleep in his belly, in his own corner. Damn. Heavyweight triangle. How many heavyweights can triangle another heavyweight? That's tough. You got to be long. That was interesting to see. PFL's got some interesting heavyweights, and I love the divisions. Welterweight, lightweight, heavyweight, light heavyweight, flyweight, featherweight, they all had it. Everybody was doing their thing. So yeah. What can I say? It was an exciting card, lots of finishes. Almost all finishes besides the main event on the main card. So A++ event, PFL. Pacing was pretty solid too, since there were so many finishes throughout the card as well. So well done on them. Let's just quickly go over the rest of the card. I'll do the 2024 PFL Main Championship. Oh man, I'm gonna butcher this, aren't I? I'm gonna freaking butcher this. Okay, let's do it. Oh god. All right. Abdullah Al Khatani defeats Marouane Belhajoui. I think I did that right. Punches. KO round 1, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. What can you say? He looked good. He was point fighting him, and then he ended it. It was swift. And then Omar El Dafwari and Muhammad Al-Aqwa. TKO punches round 2, 57 seconds. That was at welterweight. Women's atomweight, Hatan Al Saif defeats Leah Osmani. TKO, knees to the body. Second round, 1 minute and 37 seconds. Apparently, she dates. Was it El Khatani? Who does she date? There's a power couple. Hold on. I got to figure this out, right? Yeah, it's Al Khatani. So she dates Al Khatani, and she's a fighter on the card. She was my lock of the card. But unfortunately, I was unable to bet on that card in the US. I don't know if you were able to bet on it anywhere you were, but I wasn't able to bet on that. But yeah, knees to the body, vicious. She looks like she's going to be a great prospect in the future. Then we have bantamweight Ali Taleb defeated Rashid El Hazoum. KO punches, round 1, minute and 25 seconds. Again, lots of finishes on this card. And then the first fight of the PFL Main Championship was Mohsen Mahadsefi versus George Aid. It was a unanimous decision, 50-45, 50-45, 49-46 at lightweight. And then the prelims. Mansour Barnawi, oh God, I'm butchering these today. Defeated Alfie Davis, submission, rear naked choke, round 3, 3 minutes and 41 seconds. He was possibly losing this fight, by the way. The first half of round 1 he lost, and he won the second half of round 1. Then a similar story happened in round 2, so it could have been anyone's fight. And then he was starting to get out punched by Alfie Davis until he wasn't. Then he started landing big shots, put him down, sunk in his hooks, and grabbed on a hold of that neck, and it was over. Rear naked choke. Slim Trabelski defeated Abraham Bobley, split decision. It was a close fight, heavyweights, sloppy, as it always is when it goes to the decision with heavyweights. But yeah, Slim pulled it off. At featherweight, Gabriel Braga defeated Jeremy Kennedy. Like I said earlier, he was able to anti-wrestle Jeremy Kennedy, land strikes, make it look like he was landing the more powerful strikes, and he came out with the win. And he was the favorite, even though he came in as a less than a week notice replacement. I think it was less than 24 hours, possibly. But yeah, very short notice replacement, and came in as the favorite. So it was pretty crazy. So I automatically had to take Jeremy Kennedy and ended up losing because of that. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. He was a big dog. It would have had a nice return. Sometimes we lose. And then again, another fight at featherweight. Asael Ajuj defeated Jose Perez. Jose Perez was winning this fight. Jose Perez was landing the better strikes. He was putting him up against the fence, making him uncomfortable, making him breathe weird. And he just, I guess, lost focus or just got caught in round 3. He was winning that fight. He was probably up 2-0 on Ajuj. And he got caught in that round 3. Guillotine choke. 1 minute and 10 seconds. And in the first fight of the card, Costello Van Steen started off with a bang. Defeated João Vitor Dantas, head kick. Now, mind you, Costello Van Steenis is a submission grappler. Lots of submissions on his record. And for him to head kick KO Santos like that and call for a fight, you know he means business. He's ready. He wants his championship now. Start putting some respect on my man Costello Van Steenis' name. So watch out for him, especially in 2025 as the PFL marches on. But yeah, that completes my coverage of the PFL Championship 2024. Now let's go over some future stuff. We're off news. We're 20 minutes on news, and we're on to the next thing. That's what I wanted to do. I want to do it quick, especially since you've heard it a couple times over this week already. I just want to give my take on a couple things. But here we go. Big fight alert. Big fight alert. Artur Beterbiev is taking the rematch against Dimitri Bivol. Round 2, baby. Technically round 13 through 24. But yeah. This is a fight that I really wanted to happen because I watched that fight. I did. And watching that fight, I thought Dimitri Bivol was getting the better of Artur Beterbiev. I thought he was landing the better strikes, especially in the more volume strikes. And he was also doing it at a better pace and grabbing more rounds. Now, the only rounds that I definitely saw for Beterbiev were those late rounds. I believe 11 and 12 are definitely Beterbiev rounds. But a lot of the ones before that I had as Dimitri Bivol. So I'm so happy that we got this rematch and that we got to get it real soon. Because I don't like to wait. Boxing gets stale if we wait. Nobody likes to wait. Nobody likes to wait. Let's be real here. Okay. This is going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on February 22. February 22. That's 22nd of February in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, that's not the only championship fight on this card. Thank you, Sheik. You outdid yourself. This is a banger of a card. Banger of a card. Let me present this to you on a platter real quick. Put your hand out. Let me bless you. You ready? Artur Beterbiev, the champ, the now champ, versus Dimitri Bivol 2 for the undisputed light heavyweight titles. All of them. You heard me? All of them. Then we have Daniel Dubois, the champ, taking on Joseph Parker for the IBF heavyweight title. Then we have Shakur Stevenson, the champ, taking on Floyd Schofield for the WBC lightweight title. We have Carlos Adames, the champ, taking on Hamza Shirez for the WBC middleweight title. We have Virgil Ortiz, campeón, taking on Israel Madrimov for the interim WBC super welterweight title. We have Joshua Buatsi taking on Callum Smith for the interim WBO light heavyweight title. And then to kick it all off, we have Zhili Zhang versus Ajit Kabayel, for the interim WBC heavyweight title. Banger of a night. Starting off with heavyweights, right off the bat with a bang in Saudi Arabia, then into a slew of 6 straight championship fights. This is going to be a banger of a card. I'm so excited for February. Not to mention that in March, we get the return of Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. Come on. This is going to be a slamming first quarter of 2025. I'm super excited. Boxing's back, baby. And if you want to say it's starting in December, hey, let's talk other boxing notables, shall we? Let's talk dates coming up. Let's talk real near future. We talk future. Let's talk real near future. Guess what? Guess what? We got a big one. Now, this weekend, we got on ESPN and ESPN Plus out of Phoenix, Arizona. We got Emmanuel Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez. 12 rounds for Navarrete's WBO junior lightweight title. Now, you might be asking, if you're not boxing fans, I'm talking to casuals right now. If you ask, who are these guys? Oh, Oscar Valdez. Let's start with the challenger. Oscar Valdez. Yeah, he had a fight of the year contender with multiple guys, specifically Miguel Berchelt. If you go and watch that fight, you're going to be excited for this fight. You're going to be real excited for this fight. Not to mention Robson Cuseo. He took on Shakur Stevenson. And this is a rematch with Navarrete, where he lost a unanimous decision. So since then, he beat Liam Wilson, and he's back on the winning path. So they think he could get back in there with this guy. But Emmanuel Navarrete. Let's talk about who this guy beat. Christopher Diaz. Oscar Valdez. He drew with Robson Cuseo. Always puts his forehead against his opponent's forehead and just throws shots. This fight's going to be fantastic this weekend. If you're aching for some boxing, I believe it's the same night as UFC. So if you're aching for some boxing, it might be on pre-UFC. It might be on. I'm not sure on the time. I got to get closer to the event to check on the time for you guys. But if you need some boxing in your life and you want to see two guys go at it for a possible 12, possibly under, go watch that on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Emmanuel Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez. It's going to be a banger. I guarantee it. And then December 21st, we already know Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, always bringing us presents. We got DAZN pay-per-view, Usyk versus Fury. I know you've been seeing the promos and such all around of Fury seeing Usyk's face on random people, Usyk seeing Fury's face on random people. I know you see it. The promos are starting to circulate a lot. They're becoming iconic. I kind of like this batch of promos that they're doing for this fight second time around, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, we got the rematch, 12 rounds for Usyk's undisputed heavyweight championship. December 21st, a couple days before Christmas. Christmas is coming early. What do I say? And then if you really want Christmas to come early and you're just hungry for a knockout, hungry for some furious hands, hungry for a bet to cash, take Noah Inoue versus Sam Goodman. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. And look no further than Inoue KO. Okay? And that's December 24th in Tokyo. So, lots of great boxing coming up. I'm excited for all the big boxing slate on the rise. I'm excited. Lots of stuff to enjoy. Lots of stuff to be excited about. And it's normally my favorite segment of the week. It's normally something I gloat about. I sit up here and I shine my shit and I put it in front of you and I say, look what I got. This week wasn't one of those weeks. We got eaten alive on PFL. Our parlay sank by Oleg Popov. But nonetheless, we're back for another segment of this week's wins, baby. This week's wins. This week's wins. Now, like I said, if you tailed the one more round parlays, they both sank. Unfortunately. Oleg Popov, you sank us. You sank us good. I thought Fedor had your back. Sank us good. Sank us good. But it's all good. because my girl Dakota got my back. And even though I lost almost every single parlay and a lot of singles that I put in on the night because I went with a lot of dogs, we cashed on a little something something. Thank you, Dakota, for this cash. Nice little Dakota to win by TKO plus 100. Double your money real quick. What can you say? She got our back. Dakota for life. And then I also had to do a main event, co-main event parlay just to get me back in the game. Had to do it. Do a little 25er on it. Took my winnings through that into that. Whatever. Didn't cover the losses of the night, but it made the pain a little bit better. But you know me. I ain't going out like that. If UFC, PFL, if you guys kick my ass, you know who's going to have my back? The NBA is going to have my back. So I had to do a little something on that Celtics-Cavs game. Had to do it, 25 is the number. I like to do it something light. Something light, get my money back, get me back in good spirits. And I had to double up because I like to double it up. Unfortunately, with the PFL, they're DraftKings sponsored, so I couldn't double it up there. But guess what? The NBA, you can bet on FanDuel and DraftKings. So I did. Yeah, basically the same parlay. Threw a little over 25 on this one, but earned out 300. Basically 500 total. Nice little return on the weekend. So, it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. Wasn't the worst thing. But I wasn't done. I came back. I said, "There's a foosball game tonight, Bobby." And I said, I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try just a few guys. I'm just gonna pick a few guys. And I'm gonna say these guys get it done. And the strategy worked. And I used a boost on it, 25%. But Joe Burrow, 250, he was throwing for 300 easy. Russell Wilson for 300. He threw for 400. Jamar Chase, 6 receptions. He got us there. Gesicki, 3 receptions. He gave us 5. Andre Iosivas, 2 receptions. He gave us 3. Gesicki, 3 receptions. You see it. Najee Harris, 110 yards. Chase Brown, 100-plus yards. C.J. Stroud, 225-plus yards. Nico Collins, 8-plus receptions. This was a live bet, by the way. 50 turned into 700. I don't like to toot my own horn, but sometimes I wow myself. Sometimes. It's been tough times since, but it was we redeemed ourselves. So that was this week's wins. Not the greatest edition, but we came back hard. And we may not have won on MMA this week. But just know I don't like to take L's. And since we've been taking way too many L's lately. So I'm coming back strong this week with something nice that's going to make all of us some dinero. Okay? So that was this week's wins. Let's get some more next week. Let's talk picks. Speaking of money, things I want to do for this week coming. We got 2 cards. 3 cards coming up, really, but 2 cards that I'm going to give you picks for. I'm not giving you picks for the boxing card. No Valdez Navarrete picks. Maybe fight to go the distance. But anyways. Picks on UFC 310. Snuck up on us, right? 1 week without it, and then they're like numbered event. I thought we were coming back with a fight night. I thought we had a fight night before this, but we got a numbered event, y'all. We got a numbered event. I'm going to give you a few names right off rip. Sirigan, Bryce Mitchell, Aljamain Sterling, Chase Hooper, Brian Battle, Dominic Reyes. Consider all of those names. Consider them well. Specifically, Battle, Reyes, Sterling, gone. Let's go over the card real quick. We go over it, and then we compare. We go over it, and then we compare. Let's go bottom up. Kennedy and Zichukwu versus Lukas Brzeski. I got Kennedy, bro. He got a lot of power. Lucas hasn't shown me anything. Makes me think. Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. I see Chase Hooper getting him in a guillotine, to be honest. That's what I see. I see a guillotine into a darce. He fails on the darce. Tries to adjust, jumps the guillotine again, doesn't get it. He's on his back, throws up a triangle, puts him to sleep with the triangle. You know what? I say triangle. Chase Hooper triangle. Michael Chiesa, Max Payne. I'm going with Payne, baby. Fuck it. Cody Durden, Joshua Van. I got to go with Joshua Van. That guy's got a motor, and he loves to fight. Cody Durden going to shoot a lot. Going to go for the takedowns. If he could hold him down, he's going to win the fight, but I think Joshua Van gets back up, and he beats him down. Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders. You know I'm going with Weidman. There's no way I was going with anybody else. Weidman all day. That's a catch weight of 195 pounds, by the way. All things considered, Eric Anders may be the reason that it's at that catch weight. But yeah. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I think Chris Weidman could pull off the win. Randy Brown, Brian Battle. I'm never going against Brian Battle. He's surging. Especially if he comes out with that blonde hair again, it's over. It's Brian Battle's fight. Movsar Evloev, Aljamain Sterling. The Long Island parlay is in full effect. Okay. The Weidman Sterling parlay in full effect. Just saying. Vicente Luque Temba Garimbo. I got to go with Garimbo. I love his story. Luque, switch of opponent. He hasn't looked great as of late. Lost 3 of his last 4. You know, he tends to lose in groups when he does lose. Will he come out of this with a win? I don't tend to think so, especially when guys are at this stage of their career. Definitely on the entering the back half. He's been around a long time. I'm not talking about his age, just talking about his career longevity. And then Dominic Reyes versus Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith has not looked great in his last few fights. The Ramondo Lidze fight didn't look good. The Roundtree fight, he got finished. Johnny Walker, Magomed Ankalaev. Need I say more? He only beat Vitor Petrino, who looks like he's surging, even though he did lose to Anthony Smith in his last fight. I think he fights next weekend, by the way. But besides that, I just gotta go with Dom Reyes, man. Dom Reyes beat Dustin Jacoby. He was on a 4-fight losing streak, getting knocked out 3 times straight. He finally got a good win. I just don't see Anthony Smith being a guy to knock him out or take him down. So I got to go with Dominic Reyes here. And Nate the Train Landwehr versus Chue Duho. I'm going to go with Landwehr. Simply for the fact that he's fighting for something this weekend specifically. Go check out his story. And yeah, he's been surging as of late. hasn't he? Yeah, dude. He only lost to Dan Ige, who's a beast. And he beat Ludovic Klein, David Onama, Austin Lingo, and Jamal Emmers. Great names. He lost to Arosa somehow. He got caught with that flying knee, but yeah. I got Landwehr in this one. Ice Cream Cone getting eaten up by Bryce Mitchell. Say nothing less. Long layoff. Bryce Mitchell's a beast. They call him Thug Nasty for a reason. He gonna make it nasty. He gonna win. He hasn't lost 2 in a row ever in his career, and he's not gonna start now. Bryce Mitchell should be in all your parlays. Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov. This is a rematch. I got to take the guy that won the first fight. I got to take Gane. Gane decision. Possibly Gane finish, but Gane decision. And then Shavkat Rakhmonov, Ian Machado Gary. I would love for Ian Machado Gary to win this fight. That being said, Ian Machado Gary has openly said that he sparred with Shavkat Rakhmonov, and multiple people have said some of them didn't go his way. Shavkat saying that he submitted him. I want Gary to win, but my head says Shavkat. My head says Shavkat. Anything, if it's a decision, it's anyone's fight. But if a finish happens, it's Shavkat finishing Gary. And then the champ stays the champ. I think he beats Kai Asakura. Alexandre Pantoja will beat Kai Asakura, in my opinion. Kai, great. 21 wins, 13 KOs, 3 submissions. He beat Juan Archuleta by a knee to the body. He beat Yuki Motoya, Shuto Watanabe, Hiromasa Kikubo, former Ultimate Fighter contestant, Kyoji Horiguchi, great Osa Sasaki, but he lost to Minel Cop. He lost to Kyoji Horiguchi. He lost to Hiromasa Kikubo. He lost to all these guys that I think Alexandre Pantoja would beat. And it looks like he lost to people that either have power or have grappling. So I got Pantoja sub or Pantoja decision, frankly. Those are the only 2 ways I see that going, unfortunately. Now, I could be incredibly jaded, but that's just my opinion. And last but not least, y'all, we're here. Don't worry. I'm getting this out quick. Quick show. Picks on One Fight Night 26, Lee versus Rasulov. Yeah. I'm going to shoot out some names, and then we'll go over the card. Shoot out some names, we'll go over the card. Christian Lee, Danielle Kelly, Kolabate, Dante Leone, Eliash Mahmoudi, Yuya Wakamatsu. Now let's go over the card. Okay. I'm just going to jump around. Now, Dante Leone versus Bruno Pucci, right? Dante Leone, great grappler. This is submission grappling. I just have to go with that guy here, I just have to. Now, Shinya Aoki versus Kolabate. Another grappling match. Most people would choose Aoki here. What? It's grappling. How does he lose that? He's not taking punches, so he's not going to lose. Well, he lost to anybody that's anything, in my opinion. What that means is if they're trying to build anybody in one championship, they kind of feed them Shinya Aoki. Now you're kind of thinking I'm crazy when I say this, but let's just look at the record. Now this hasn't been grappling specifically. There's been other things, but when in submission grappling, he lost to Mikey Musumeci, Cade Rotolo, Gary Tonin, Crone Gracie. Now, guys, he's beaten. Oh, also lost to Roger Gracie and Marcelo Garcia. Now, guys, he's beaten Ali Abdelaziz. Yeah. Murat Gafarov. Hiroshi Soroya. Not guys that you're really familiar with, right? Not really, right? So why would Shinya Aoki beat Kolabate? Young, 20s, 20 years of age out of Beaumont, Texas. Okay? Appeared on the Who's Number One, Gordon Ryan versus Wagner Rocha, March of 2021. All right? IBJJF World Champion 2022 in purple. Okay? Also the Nationals champion in purple. Young grappler on the rise. Now, why would they set him up to lose? I think he's going to beat Shinya Aoki. So Kolabate is my pick for that card. I don't know if it's a sneaky pick or not. I can't get odds on it. But Kolabate is my pick. And then moving up on the card. Moving past, I got Yuya Wakamatsu over Gilbert Nagatani. Same kind of sentiment there. They got to build Yuya. Same thing with Elias. Jared Monkey God Brooks versus Reese McLaren. That one perplexes me. But for the simple fact that Jared Brooks has only lost to one guy in the last in the last 7 years, and his name was Joshua Paccio, and he already beat him. It was an illegal slam that he lost by. Just for that fact alone. And look at the other names that he lost to. You ready? Jose Shorty Torres. Longtime Brave FC beast in the lighter division. This is multiple divisions. And Davison Figueiredo. Davison Figueiredo was his first loss, and it was a split decision. So you think I'm going to take any action against Jared Monkey God Brooks? Nah. Jared Brooks is my pick. I forgot to add that. Did I not say his name in the beginning? Oh, man, I didn't say his name. Yep. Adding that right there. Jared Brooks, baby. No way I'm betting against that guy. No way. Moving up further, Danielle Kelly versus Maisa Bastos. Now, this is a rematch. If you watched the grappling match last time, Danielle Kelly was winning. She was up 1. And Bastos had a reversal, put her on her back, shot for a sub, almost locked something in, was awarded a point by the ref, tied it up, awarded another point when she grabbed another one, ended up winning on the points. Danielle Kelly's probably sour that she lost that way. Watch out for Danielle Kelly to do her fucking thing or at least make this look dominant. I think Danielle Kelly gets her belt back and makes it look easy. I don't know if she gets the finish or she just dominates positions and puts a lot of points on the board, but I think Danielle Kelly comes out with a big win. Then I'm just going to skip over to the main event. Christian Lee versus Ali Bey Rasulov. I got to go with Christian Lee. Again, the Lee family's gone through a lot. And I think they're going to get a good one back on this one. So Christian Lee's fighting for something huge. It's going to be his first fight since 2022. I don't expect him to look rusty. I expect him to come back and look absolutely amazing. So there's no way I can bet against him either. So I got to go with Christian Lee here. Christian Lee for the win. Might even get a finish. I would probably take Christian Lee finish, to be honest. So, yeah. Those are my picks for UFC, my picks for one, everything else. And that's kind of it for my show. You know what I mean? I just want to put something out there. I just want to have something up on the board, make a cut down or two this week while I'm in DC for all this stuff. Shout out to Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. But anyways, sponsors, hit me up. I like free shit. You know what I mean? I like free shit. I like free shit. You know who knows that I like free shit? W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. That's W.GG. Use promo code one more round for 10% off. And you know the deal, scan the QR code below to follow us on socials, just to subscribe to the channel, to follow us on socials, One More Round Fights, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that. Hit the follow, hit the like, hit the comment, drop a comment. I don't care. I don't care if it's mean, if it's nice, just drop a comment. Why not? If you win from any picks from this show, send them in. I need to see them. One More Round Fights at gmail.com. Send them bitches in. Okay? I want to see how much money we're making. All right? And that's it for me. I'm your host, Gaff. I'm here every week, at least once. Trying a new time slot. Just see. No, this is the only thing that worked for me this week. So, hopefully we get a nice fat pick, nice fat parlay hitting this week. We'll see what happens. Come back Friday for UFC P units so we can see simulations of these fights that we're about to see, so we can kind of figure out how we want to bet, who we want to bet. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It worked out great the first time, not so great the second time, but tweak some things, and I think we'll do just fine. So come on back for that on Friday. But besides that, I'm done. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Actually, I'll see you guys on Saturday on the main card minute. But besides that, enjoy the fights. Peace.